Welcome to this IELTS Listening Practice Test, brought to you by Spinta, your partner in English exam success. This test simulates the real IELTS listening experience with authentic question types, timing, and difficulty levels you'll encounter on exam day. You'll hear the audio only once, just like in the actual test, so stay focused and keep your pencil ready. Remember to read the questions carefully during the preparation time, and transfer your answers accurately. This practice will help you build confidence, improve your listening skills, and familiarize yourself with the IELTS format.
Part 1. Now look at Part 1. You will hear a man calling a co-working space to inquire about a membership. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Hello, the Hive Co-working. Zara speaking. How can I help you today?
Oh, hello. I'm interested in potentially getting a membership at your space. I've been working from home for a while now, and I think I need a change of scenery.
That's great to hear. We have a lot of members who feel the same way. I can certainly give you some information. Can I get your name for my notes?
Yes, it's Hiroshi Nakamura.
Thank you, Hiroshi. And could you spell your surname for me, please?
Sure. It's Nakamura.
Perfect. And what is your line of work, Hiroshi?
I'm a freelance graphic designer.
We have a few graphic designers here already. It's a great community. Now, we have two main types of membership. A hot desk, where you can use any available desk, or a, quote, dedicated desk, which is your own personal space.
I think I'd prefer a dedicated desk, so I can leave my monitor and equipment set up.
A wise choice for a designer. And when were you thinking of starting?
Ideally, from the 1st of August.
The 1st of August. Let me just check. Yes, we do have a dedicated desk becoming available then. Perfect timing.
That's great news. So, just so I'm clear, what's your main reason for joining? Is it for the social aspect or something else?
Honestly, the main thing for me is creating a clear boundary. When I work from home, I find it hard to switch off. I want to be able to leave work and have my home be my home again. The networking is a nice bonus, of course.
I completely understand that. It's a very common reason. Now, regarding the contract, for our dedicated desks, we do ask for a minimum period of 3 months. Is that okay for you?
Yes, 3 months is fine.
Excellent. And people always ask what's included. All memberships come with high-speed internet and free tea and coffee. I should specify that's standard tea and coffee. We do have a barista on site selling specialist coffee, but that's an extra cost. You also get a certain number of free printing credits and discounted rates on meeting room hire.
So the meeting rooms aren't free to use?
Not for extended periods, no, but you can book them at a reduced members rate.
I understand. Can you tell me a little about the location?
Of course. We're situated in the old warehouse district near the canal. It's a beautifully renovated building with lots of character.
That sounds lovely. And what about access?
Standard hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but dedicated desk members can get 24/7 access. For that, you'll need an access card, which requires a small, refundable deposit.
A deposit for the card. Makes sense. Is there anything else I should know?
Just that we're a very friendly community. We host a welcome lunch for all new members on their first day, so you can get to know everyone. It's very informal.
A welcome lunch? That's a really nice touch. Okay, I think I'm sold. How do I sign up?
Part 2. Now look at Part 2. You will hear the director of a local festival giving information to a group of new volunteers. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning, everyone, and a massive thank you for volunteering at this year's Unity Cultural Festival. My name is AOFA, and I'm the festival director. We literally could not do this without you. Before you get your assignments, I want to quickly orient you with the festival site. Please look at the map projected behind me. The main entrance is at the bottom. The first thing I want to point out is the huge world music stage. This is our main attraction, and you'll find it at the far end of the site, directly opposite the main entrance. That's at point D on the map. To the right of the stage, in the far right corner, is our fabulous food village at point F, where you can sample cuisine from all over the globe. Now, if you look to the left of the main entrance as you come in, that whole area marked as B is our craft market. Here you'll find handmade goods from local and international artisans. In the far left corner of the site, at point G, we have our dedicated family zone, with activities for children of all ages. Lastly, and most importantly for all of us, is the first aid post. Should you need it, it is located immediately to the right of the main entrance, at point A. Please familiarize yourself with its location. Now for some key pieces of advice to help you and our visitors have the best possible day. Firstly, the program schedule. There is a lot going on, and times can sometimes change. The most up-to-date information will always be on our official festival app, so my top tip is to download the festival app, and encourage visitors to do the same. Next, parking. As you know, there is no public parking on site, it's very limited. We are running a continuous shuttle bus from the main train station, so please, advise everyone to use the shuttle bus. It's free, and it's the easiest way to get here. Now, about payments. While most of our food vendors take cards, many of the smaller stalls in the craft market do not. To avoid disappointment, please advise visitors to bring cash for stalls. It just makes things easier. And what about the weather? The forecast is for a hot, sunny day. We have water stations all over the site, so my key advice is to tell people to stay hydrated. It's so important. Finally, activities. We have some amazing dance and drumming workshops. These are very popular and have limited space. To guarantee a spot, people absolutely must book workshops in advance at the information tent. We can't take bookings on the day. Okay, I think that covers the main points. Now, let's get you your high-vis jackets and role assignments.
Part 3. Now look at Part 3. You will hear two students, Sunita and Tiago, discussing their project on climate adaptation strategies with their tutor, Dr. Mbeki. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Come in. Sunita, Tiago, thank you for sending over your draft proposal. Let's talk it through.
Thank you, Dr. Mbeki. We wanted to get your advice because we feel our topic might be a bit big.
Yes, I saw your proposed title, A Study of Global Warming. I have to agree with you. It's a PhD topic, maybe even several PhDs. It's simply far too broad for a single project. You need to narrow it down significantly.
We thought so. We were thinking of maybe focusing specifically on adaptation strategies. That seems more manageable.
That's a much better direction. And be sure you're clear on the terminology. What's the core difference between mitigation and adaptation?
Mitigation is about tackling the causes, so reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Adaptation is about dealing with the consequences that are already happening, or are now unavoidable, so it's about managing the impacts.
Excellent. A very clear distinction. Within adaptation, there are many avenues you could explore. Hard engineering solutions, soft nature-based solutions, policy changes.
I was really drawn to the nature-based solutions, things like restoring mangroves to protect coastlines, or creating green spaces in cities to reduce heat. It feels more holistic than just building a big concrete wall.
I agree, and a good way to structure the project might be to compare two very different locations. I was reading about the Netherlands and Bangladesh. Both are low-lying and threatened by rising seas, but their resources and approaches are worlds apart.
That is an excellent idea for a comparative study. Choosing two places that use very different approaches will give you a lot to analyze. So let's sketch that out. What would be the primary strategy for the Netherlands?
Theirs is a classic hard engineering approach, with their huge dams and seawalls, collectively known as the Delta Works.
Whereas in Bangladesh, while they do have some infrastructure, a lot of the focus is on a community-based warning system, using mobile phones and local volunteers to spread alerts.
Good. And the main climate threat for each?
For the Netherlands, it's primarily sea level rise. For Bangladesh, it's that, but also severe flooding and increasingly powerful cyclones.
And for key infrastructure, the Dutch have the Delta Works, while in Bangladesh the focus is on building thousands of elevated cyclone shelters for people to evacuate to.
Let's consider the social aspect. What drives the Dutch approach?
A huge amount of high public investment. It's a national priority with massive government funding.
And in Bangladesh, it's more about harnessing local knowledge. They know the land, they know the warning signs, and the strategies are built around that.
And the main challenge for each?
For the Netherlands, it has to be the sheer cost of building and maintaining these huge structures.
And for Bangladesh, the scale of the population that is vulnerable. It's immense.
Finally, a key success factor for each?
The Dutch success is built on incredible long-term planning, spanning many decades.
And for Bangladesh, it's definitely the high level of community engagement. Without that, the warning systems wouldn't work.
This is excellent. You have a very clear and well-structured comparison. This will make a fantastic project.
Part 4. Now look at Part 4. You will hear a university lecture on the ethics of synthetic biology. You will now have some time to look at the questions.
Good morning. In this final lecture of our bioethics module, we turn to a field that is both scientifically thrilling and ethically complex, synthetic biology, or SynBio for short. So what is it? Put simply, synthetic biology is the design and construction of new biological parts, devices, and systems that do not exist in the natural world. It's also the redesign of existing natural biological systems for useful purposes. Now you might ask how this differs from traditional genetic engineering. The key difference lies in the approach and scale. While genetic engineering typically involves transferring a single gene from one organism to another, synthetic biology aims to build from scratch, using standardized biological parts, almost like an engineer using Lego bricks. A celebrated early example of this is the engineering of baker's yeast to produce artemisinin, a key drug in the treatment of malaria. This provided a stable, low-cost source for a life-saving medicine. However, this incredible power raises profound ethical questions, which we can group into three main areas. The first is biosafety and biosecurity. The primary biosafety concern is the accidental release of a synthetic organism into the environment. What would happen if a novel microbe escaped the lab? Could it outcompete natural organisms, disrupt ecosystems, or become an invasive species? A related concern is the potential for synthetic organisms to mutate or to exchange their synthetic genetic material with natural species, with unpredictable consequences. The biosecurity issue is what's known as the, quote, dual-use dilemma. This is the risk that the same technology developed for beneficial purposes could be deliberately misused for harmful ones, such as creating novel pathogens or biological weapons. The second category of concern is more philosophical. This technology challenges our fundamental relationship with nature. It raises deep questions about the distinction between what is natural and what is artificial. Critics voice concern about humans playing God, crossing a moral boundary by designing and building artificial life. This touches on deeply held cultural and religious values about the sanctity of life and the hubris of trying to control it. Finally, we have the crucial issue of justice and equity. Who will control this powerful technology? Who will benefit from it? There is a significant risk that the immense potential of synthetic biology, new medicines, new biofuels, new materials, will be concentrated in the hands of a few corporations or wealthy nations, widening the gap between the global north and south. Ensuring fair and equitable access to these new technologies is one of the greatest governance challenges we face. Without robust international regulation and a commitment to open science, the risk is that we create powerful solutions that only a fraction of humanity can afford. In conclusion, synthetic biology holds a mirror to our values, forcing us to ask not only what we can afford can do, but what we should do. And pencils down. You've survived another IELTS listening marathon. If your brain feels like it just ran a mental obstacle course, congratulations. That means you're doing it right. Want to torture yourself with more tests? We mean enhance your skills? Head to Spinta.org. That's Spinta.org, where we've got reading, writing, speaking practice, and vocabulary games that are actually fun. Yes, fun and IELTS in the same sentence. We're rebels like that. Thanks for listening with Spinta. Now go treat yourself to something nice. You've earned it. Spinta, push forward. Achieve more.